Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. I'll warn you right now, I'm not sure I can hold myself together for this entire video, but I will try my best. Oh man, new Narset! Okay, I'm sorry, let's talk about spoilers. Yeah. Today we were introduced to a cycle of Megamorph cards in the uncommon slot. Aven Sunstriker is 1 colorless and 2 white for a 1/1 flying bird warrior, with Megamorph costing 5 mana. It has double strike. I'm not sure how to feel about this. That Megamorph cost is really high. It does become a 2/2 double strike, but that 2/2 is just so weak at 5 mana. If you can buff it or something, it's amazing. Flying does help, but again, it's a high cost if your opponent has pretty much anything. Good Dual Lurker is 1 blue mana for a 1/1 Salamander with Megamorph costing 1 blue. It can't be blocked. The card is pretty sweet. 1 mana for a 1/1 that can't be blocked is but turning it face up for 1 mana and getting a 2/2 that can't be blocked, much better. Unlike the Sunstriker we just looked at, the Lurker makes it real easy. It is only a 2/2, but it's 2 free points of damage per turn without having to worry about trading with your opponent's random morph creatures. It's okay for limited. Drudge Skeletons will never go away in one form or another. Meringue River Skeleton is 2 mana for a 1/1 skeleton with Megamorph costing 4. You can pay 1 black mana to regenerate it. I don't even want to talk about limited playability. I think we need to take a moment to mourn the crossing over of our good friend Meringue River Prowler. Clearly his river prowling didn't go so well. Sorry man, rest in peace. Stormcrag Elemental is 6 mana for a 5/5 elemental with Trample and Megamorph costing 4 colorless and 2 red. Well, this is a big, dumb creature. Turn it face up, it becomes a 6/6 with Trample. I like this for limited. Trample is always nice to have in a format where players will be happy to throw 2/2s under the bus to avoid 6 damage. Relevant keyword in a fairly costed limited card. Playable as far as I can see. Again, just in limited. Salt Road Ambushers is 4 mana for a 3/3 Hound Warrior with Megamorph costing 3 colorless and 2 green. Whenever another permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. This is basically a Morph Lord with incentive to turn creatures face up. If the Ambushers can stay in play for a few turns, you will get so much value out of turning up anything. In a lot of instances, this will be a limited bomb uncommon, +2/+2 on any creature you turn face up. That's so gross. That cycle is done. Let's move right along. Our launch weekend promo is Deathbringer Region. Great name. 5 colorless and 2 black for a 5/6 flying dragon. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand and there are 5 or more other creatures on the battlefield, destroy all other creatures. These regions go way over the top. What a menace this is going to be in Commander play. It'll still be a bomb in limited, but meeting that clause is going to be pretty difficult most of the time. Especially since late game there's usually a 2-sided bloodbath and most of your stuff is gone. Either way, the card is huge, and I can see some Commander players trying to take advantage of its pretty easy trigger in that format. Hordling Outburst was lonely, so they decided to reprint Dragon Fodder. Normally we don't mention reprints all that often, but this one might actually see some play thanks to certain red aggressive decks. Just felt like mentioning it. Dragon Fodder into Hordling Outburst is just nasty. You can do what you want with this information. I really hate Goblin Rabblemaster. Okay, this is it. This is where the Dragon Tribal really gets going. Dragonlord Servant is 2 mana for a 1/3 Goblin Shaman. Dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Yeah, this is exactly the type of card I was looking for in the Dragon deck. It can block Morph creatures and Corsair Crewfix. Doesn't die to a decent amount of damage-based removal and is only 2 mana. I'll ignore that somehow Goblin Shamans are a thing for now. I'm just way too excited. The Dragon Tribal is getting pretty real. This is exactly what we needed. Foe Razor Region is 5 colorless and 2 green for a 4/5 flying dragon. When it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Whenever a creature you control fights, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it at the beginning of the next end step. This dragon is removal. Giant, scary removal, especially for limited. His mana cost is high, so he's probably out of standard range, but he will be a gigantic limited bomb nonetheless. This comes in, fights something, kills it, then becomes a 6/7 at the end of the turn. Just, yes please, Teamer Dragons be ruthless. The game day participation promo is Scaleguard Sentinels, 2 green mana for a 2/3 human soldier. As an additional cost to casting it, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. If you do, or you control a dragon when you cast it, the Sentinels enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, this is a cool card. It's already a 2/3 for 2, which is fantastic in a meta filled with 2/2 Morph and Manifest. If you reveal a dragon card, it becomes a 3/4 for 2 mana. If you can do that on turn 2, you're already a couple turns ahead on power. This is extremely aggressive, provides 2 green devotion if necessary, and is just really big for such a low cost. It's possible this could see standard play, just keep an eye on it. Because today continues to go straight off the rails, we get another one of the Dragonlords, this time Dragonlord Kolaghan. 4 colorless, 1 black, and 1 red for a 6/5 legendary creature Elder Dragon with flying and haste. Other creatures you control have haste. Whenever an opponent casts a creature or planeswalker spell with the same name as a card in their graveyard, they lose 10 life. Wait, 10 life? Are you kidding me? What a brutal ability. This is like Ob Nixilis and Fetch Lands all over again. What we did learn from that, though, is although these abilities are insanely powerful, they need the right meta to be good. You don't see much Ob Nix play in Standard right now, even though everyone and their mothers are using Fetch Lands. I think Kolaghan is cool. I think having haste on a stick is cool. And I think that second ability is insane. The problem is I have absolutely no idea where she's going to go. Not Commander, probably not Standard, just because of the high cost. Maybe limited for her combat stats, obviously, but yeah. I'm more confused than anything. If she does find a way into Standard, Delve is a great way around her last ability. Since Delve is the cost of the card, you can delve away copies before the card actually casts. It's something to remember. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for my entire life. You are not prepared. Changed my underwear like 3 times this morning. That too much information. I got it. Let's do this thing. Narset Transcendent is 2 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue for a 4 mana Planeswalker starting at 6 loyalty. Yes, Planeswalker Narset. I could die happy now. Card. Gotcha. Okay. You can +1 to look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. You can -2, and when you cast the next instant or sorcery spell from your hand, it gains Rebound. You can also -9 and get an emblem that says, your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. Narset is amazing, just straight up fantastic. There isn't one thing about her I do not like. She's 4 mana, totally reasonable. She starts on 6 loyalty, which is insanely high. Her +1 is fantastic in any spell-based deck. It's basically like drawing an extra card per turn, and effectively starts her on 7 loyalty. Her -2 you can use the second she comes out, and she still can't be bolted and killed afterwards. Also, Rebound Factory? Is this real life? Planeswalkers never mention specific mechanics in their cards, only Garruk Relentless with Transform, but Narset is going to a whole other level. Rebounding the next instant or sorcery you cast, Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time, go into a Jeskai Tempo deck, Stoke the Flames, Jeskai Charm. We could do this all day. The second ability is broken beyond reason. Her last ability, don't even get me started. Your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. I must be dreaming. There's absolutely no way that this can be real life right now. There's no way. Narset is the new flagship blue-white control planeswalker until the end of time. I pledge my allegiance to her forever. Also, and really think about this, blue-white control isn't the only home for her. I mentioned Jeskai Tempo, and I think that's reasonable. The deck can be made to be more spell-heavy. That middle ability is arguably more dangerous in that deck than most, and worst case scenario, she becomes a threat-generating beacon to keep people off of you for a turn or two. I think she's much better in a blue-white control shell, but hey, she can work elsewhere. You're looking at it right now, the Chase Mythic in the set. I don't care if foil versions are $100, getting a bunch of them. Not sure this card can be beaten power level no matter what the rest of the set reveals. It's ridiculous. It's also important to note that we got another reprint of Evolving Wilds. When they do things like this, it's usually to help limited or block formats. It's really the only explanation, considering it's already in Standard from M15. We'll have to see how the limited environment plays out, but color fixing is still color fixing. A few other things before we finish for today. The top 8 game day promo is our friend Thunderbreak Regent, arguably the most playable dragon we've seen to date. Card's beautiful, super pumped about it. Also, the Buy a Box promo is Ochitai's Command with pretty nice alternate art. I'll be hoarding as many of these as possible. Can I just say that when Wizards prints relevant promos, it makes me really happy and warm on the inside? It's just awesome. Lastly, here is the Game Day Champion playmat. What up, Sarkin? You looking good. The playmat's gorgeous. The pinks, purples, blues look amazing. I'm really impressed with this mat. We got to see some great cards today. We saw a new Narset Planeswalker, a new Planeswalker card for Narset, and we got a new blue-white control Planeswalker named Narset. It's a pretty crazy day as far as I'm concerned. Let me know how you feel about all of today's Narset spoilers. Dragons and Narset is turning out to be a killer set. Seriously, gonna buy a ton of this. As always, subscribe below for the latest and most reliable Narset spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.